A lot happens to get food from the farm to your table. It's called the food cycle, and it has a big impact on our health, our economy, and our environment. In this video, we'll look at the use of antibiotics in food production, which affects a few key stages of the food cycle journey: production and processing. Why and how are antibiotics used in food production? Are they safe? How are they regulated? Here's how farmers in Canada use these tools responsibly to ensure proper animal care and to produce the highest quality food.
It's our responsibility to make sure that our animals are well cared for, and we take that very seriously. If we have sick animals, we look after them. It's inherent in owning animals.
When an animal gets sick on a farm, we sometimes need to use antibiotics in order to help them to recover and be well again. Because people are consuming these food products from these animals, it's particularly important that the way in which we use these antibiotics is done properly under the guidance and oversight of their veterinarian.
We make an effort to have our cattle not get sick. That's a combination of providing them with good nutrition and a good environment and making sure there aren't a lot of hazards on the farm. If we have sick animals, we work in consultation with our veterinarian. If we have to use antibiotics, as our vet would suggest, then we use them according to the label or his prescription, and we're careful about that.
Farmers need to follow specific steps to make sure that the food products that come from those animals are safe for us to consume. Some examples of that are the animal itself needs to be either segregated from the herd or identified physically as having received a treatment. They need to keep treatment records in a logbook or computer system, and they also need to follow very specific withdrawal times from antibiotics. So once antibiotic treatment has been completed, how much time must elapse before the products from that animal go to market to be shipped as milk or consumed as meat.
And if they do get treated with antibiotics, their milk is immediately removed from the tank. That milk never enters the food stream. It always has to be dumped. The antibiotic treatment goes through its entire schedule, and then the cow waits for another additional number of days. Her milk is tested to make sure there's absolutely no antibiotic residue left before her milk gets returned to the tank. And rest assured, every single tank load of milk on every farm is tested. So we know for sure that the quality of the milk leaving every farm is of the highest quality.
While there are safety measures in place to ensure proper use of antibiotics and food safety, another consideration is antimicrobial resistance. What is antimicrobial resistance? Antibiotics treat bacterial infections. They're like tiny soldiers sent into the body to defeat harmful bacteria. But antimicrobial resistance occurs when bacteria build up defenses against antibiotics, making them ineffective in treating illness. This is a big threat to global health today, which is why it's being addressed in both human medicine and in farm animal care. The use of antibiotics in food production is heavily regulated by Health Canada.
When it comes to the use of antibiotics in food animals, we're paying particular attention to antimicrobial resistance to ensure that the antibiotics that we have available to us continue to work for us in the future, both in the veterinary side of things as well as in the human side. It's very important to address management issues in ways that we can prevent diseases from happening in the first place. That could be relating to biosecurity, overall ventilation, animal comfort. So using antibiotics is obviously our last resort. They are given a very specific dosage and medication that is specific to their needs based on the diagnosis. Management is key. The overall goal is to keep animals healthy all the time and avoid the use of antibiotics, whether that be dairy products, beef, pork, chicken, turkeys, etc.
All right, let's recap. Sometimes animals get sick, and like us, they may need to be treated with antibiotics. Farmers work with their veterinarians to ensure antibiotics are used properly. Many safeguards are in place. If antibiotics need to be used for a sick animal, the milk or meat from the treated animal cannot be sold until a prescribed withdrawal period has passed. This ensures there is no antibiotic residue in the food that comes from that animal. If antibiotics are overused or misused, bacteria can become immune to antibiotics. This is called antimicrobial resistance. Farmers in all food animal sectors, whether it's chicken, dairy, pork, or beef, work with veterinarians and governments to ensure antibiotics are used properly. But they are also investing in research to evolve their best practices to reduce the need for antibiotics, while maintaining the health of their animals. It's important that antibiotics be used properly and as little as possible in both humans and animals. This is why veterinarians are involved in the administration of antibiotics and advising on herd or flock health. Strict protocols and regulations help reduce the threat of antimicrobial resistance.